Hey Gems, so today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different for the first time. I'm a little scared, to be honest, but I'm going to be introducing beneficial ladybugs or bugs to my plants. I have about 70-ish plants and about 2 or 3 of them had mealybugs. I treated them with neem oil. I did a hydrogen peroxide soak. And it got rid of most of them, but like a week later I found like 1 or 2, and I read up about, I've been wanting to try the beneficial bugs for a while, but I've just been a little bit nervous, and I was just thinking about what type of bug would I want in my house and what type of bug would not scare my kids. So I saw from Summer Rain Oaks that you can actually try ladybugs, so I was like, okay, that's something that my kids might not be too afraid of and they are willing to be around. So this is what I'm going to try. We're going to see it out. If you don't know, beneficial bugs will eat the bad bugs, like ladybugs, lace wings, and those are the 2 main ones that I know about. I know that there are more, but if you don't already follow Summer Rain Oaks, she goes into more detail about which bugs are good for the bad bugs and what they do and things like that. I just know that ladybugs do eat mealybugs, and once you get an infestation like that, it's really hard to get rid of them. You can keep them at bay, but I've just come to the fact that you probably will never do away with bugs once you have them in your house, but for the most part I don't see any right now, but I'm just gonna do this as like hoping to get the last little bugs. You can see them like here, so you can see the bugs crawling around in there, the ladybugs. I thought it would creep me out a little bit more. For some reason it's not focusing in on the ladybugs, it's just focusing on my face, and I'm sorry guys, but I'll insert a shot with my phone so that way you can see it better. This is a pretty new camera to me. I recently upgraded my filming equipment, so I'm still trying to learn, so bear with me if my shots aren't amazing, but the quality's better, but you can see them crawling around in here. I feel like I wouldn't really mind the ladybugs, and they're just here to do their job. And so from what I know, the ladybugs will, as long as they have something to feed on, they'll be inside the house, and then once they've gotten what they can out of there and there's probably no more bugs or no more eggs, they tend to fly away. And I live in Kansas City, Missouri, so ladybugs are usually around here, so I'm sure if they fly away they'll be okay, hopefully. I don't want them to die, but but if they don't have anything to eat on, they will die. And then from what I've read is that they will tend to fly towards the light, so when you wake up in the morning they might be on your window or something like that, and you can just scrape them off and put them back to the plant where you think it has an infestation. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it mainly on the plants that I've seen the mealybugs on, and then I'm going to just introduce them around to my other plants. A lot of my plants are grouped together because my living room has the best light, so it seems like I have a lot of plants, but I really don't, because they're just all in the same place. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna be filming and keep you updated throughout the week. So by the time this is posted, this is all gonna be in one video. So you'll see updates throughout the week. So I'll look different. More than likely I'll look a hot mess because I'm with my kids, just to be honest. So I'm pre-warning you guys, okay? So don't be coming on here talking about like, whoa, she look crazy. And if the sound is, if you hear loud kids in the background, just ignore it. We're here for the ladybugs, not for the kids being loud. So that's just real life. But yeah, here they are. I'm going to introduce them to my Hoya Crimson Princess. That's what I've seen the most mealybugs on. And then one of my Hoya Abovadas has, I've seen a couple on there, and my Hoya Bella had some, but those are the only ones that I've noticed mealybugs on. And I did an inspection of all my plants. I haven't seen them for anywhere else. I think for my Hoya Crimson Princess, the reason there's more on there is because they have more places to hide. And you'll see in the next clips that my Crimson Princess has like it has clusters of leaves growing together instead of like it shooting out new stems. Like the leaves are like all growing in the same place, which is really cute though. I don't mind it, but I'm just saying it's kind of weird because I was like, why is there so many leaves in one spot? But we'll look at it and then I will show you. So what I plan to do is maybe just use a lid to like guide them in there. So we'll see how this goes, baby. We're here for the adventure. We'll see how it goes. But this is my first time trying it. I'm really excited because hopefully they'll get these bastards out of here for good, because y'all not about to be messing with my plants, baby. That's not what I paid for. But okay, so let's just try this out and see how this goes. Okay, so you're gonna hear my kids in the background, but this is mom life. This is the princess I was telling you about, and these are the clusters that grow, and this is where I found some of the mealybugs in and the obovata. I didn't separate them because, well, I separated them for a little bit, and then once I did the hydrogen peroxide soak and the neem oil treatment, I put them back. But this is where we're going to be introducing our beneficial bugs. So I'm going to be doing this with one hand. Here we go. You see all the bugs? They're gonna eat all the bad bugs. Yeah, they're gonna eat the bad bugs. You see the ladybugs? They're good. Yeah, they're gonna eat all the bad bugs. Yeah, so don't kill them. Well, they're gonna help us.
Yeah. Mama, look.
Yes, okay. Yeah, they're looking for food.
Yay! I see a book. I see cute. I like Ladybugs. Oh gosh. Can I touch them? Can I touch the Ladybugs? Mama, no.
Good morning. It's the next morning from releasing the ladybugs, and I'm just gonna take a look around and see what it looks like. I can already see one on we're in my sewing room, so I have some plants in here. I can already see one that's hanging on a plant, and then I'll show you where majority of my plants are. So I can see one right on this. Right here, you can see one. I don't know if you can see some on the rest of my plants. The sunlight is coming in on this side, so it's hard to see in here. But yeah, I can see one over here hanging out. Okay guys, so it's been about 2 weeks since I released the Ladybugs, and here are like my final thoughts and tips, and if you're gonna do it, some recommendations that I have. So at first it was kind of overwhelming because there were a lot of ladybugs that like seemed to be flying around, and my kids were pretty surprised, like, oh my god, look, there's a bug inside, because I usually, you know, if there's a bug inside, I kill it, like a fly or something like that. So don't hate me on that. I know there are some people who don't want to harm any life, but flies, I hate them. But my kids were pretty excited, and it was fun to see them kind of venture onto the plants. And I will say that there are truths to the fact that they tend to fly towards the windows, like after they've been like in your plants for a couple of days. I had a lot of bugs fly towards the window, and they're still actually around too, and they like fly from the window back into my plants, and you know, they go back and forth. So I really don't bother them. At first I was getting them all and putting them back onto the plants that I felt needed them, the plants that were affected by the mealybugs. And I will say that I didn't just use ladybugs to get rid of the mealybugs. Before I introduced beneficial bugs, I did do a neem oil spray, and then for I did have one plant that had them a little bit more than the other ones, my Hoya Crimson Princess, and that's because and if you've seen in the previous videos, there are several parts of that Hoya that have a bunch of leaves off of one node, and the mealybugs were kind of hiding into those leaves. So I did a hydrogen peroxide soak for that, and I can do a separate video for that if you like. And I feel like that, you know, that kills the eggs, that kills the mealybugs that are already on there. So a combination of the hydrogen peroxide soak, the neem oil, and the ladybugs, I feel like really just got rid of all the mealybugs. I haven't after the first week, I really didn't see any mealybugs. I did see one a couple of days ago, but I removed it just with, I dabbed a Q-tip into an alcohol, got rid of it, and I searched the rest of the plant that it was on, and it was gone. Other than that, I searched like all my other plants. There was none on any of the plants, and so before that, the ladybugs tended to flock towards the plants that I was worried about, which was really cool because obviously they're coming in to, you know, eat the mealybugs and get rid of, you know, the pests that you have inside there. And then so since then, after the first couple of days when they were all really mainly focused on the plants that I felt had the mealybugs, ever since then they've been like kind of just wandering around, because I have like in the previous videos that I posted, I have a majority of my plants on a shelf in my living room, and so they were just wandering in around there into my mini greenhouses. And then there is a special, like, it's called Nature's Nectar, and I can put a link down below that you can feed them, but I didn't feed them that. I just wanted them to focus on the bugs that were here, and then if they decided to like fly away or pass away, then that was like, you know, up to them. But I still have quite a few ladybugs that are in my plant, like that are around my plants. So I know that some previous videos that I saw suggested that if your pest problem is really bad, that you would, this will be about the time that you would introduce some more. So you do your first round, let them be for about a week or two, and then introduce your second round of beneficial bugs, and then just continue on that cycle if your pest problem is really bad. But I only had mealybugs on 3 of my plants, and with that hydrogen peroxide soak, the neem oil, and the ladybugs, I think that I pretty much got rid of all of them. And honestly, I know that the goal is to get rid of them completely, but once you have bugs in your plants, it's really hard to just completely get rid of them, and that's just a fact of plant life, you know, because they can literally just fly in when you open the door. And so bugs are, I feel like once you get a certain amount of plants, bugs may always be a problem. But honestly, from these 2 weeks from having ladybugs, I feel like they got rid of most of them, if not all of them, because I don't see any now. And it's been about a week since I saw that one mealybug after the first week. And then, but I will say that if you are going to use neem oil, make sure that it is not an insecticidal. I suck at pronouncing things, but make sure it's not an insecticide, because that will kill the ladybugs or the beneficial bug that you choose. You need to make sure that it is organic cold pressed neem oil, and I can put the link down below to the neem oil that I use. And I recently learned about this before I introduced. So if you did spray with insecticidal, I suck at saying this. So if you did spray with insecticide, make sure that you cleanse your plants and just probably like wait a week or two. That's what I did. And then I introduced my ladybugs, and they seem to be fine. I don't think that any of them died because of the previous insecticide that I sprayed. And then now I'm using an organic neem oil, and it wasn't that expensive at all. It was about $12, I think, for a bottle that's about like almost the size of my head. So I will put that in the link down below. I got it from Amazon. I get everything from Amazon. My sister says I'm addicted, but that's okay. So yeah, so if you are going to use neem oil, just make sure that it is organic so that you don't harm the ladybugs or the beneficial bugs, because that insecticide will not only kill the bad bugs, but it will kill the good bugs too. So yeah, I had a really good experience. They really didn't bother me. The first couple days, I feel like it will seem overwhelming because you're not used to having bugs. But once you get used to it, I mean, they're just chilling. Like in the videos that are before this, you'll see that they are just crawling around, and they usually just stay on my plant shelf because that's where majority of my plants are. But if you are lucky enough to have yours spread out, because all my good lighting is in my living room, so it seems like it's a lot, but it's not really a lot, because if I had them spread out, it would look like I didn't even have a lot of plants. But yeah, and then a couple of them, I did see them on the floor here and there when they were trying to crawl to the next destination, but you would just literally pick them up and then escort them back to the plant that you want them on. And I just put them on the shelf and let them choose what plant they want to go on to. And yeah, so if I ever see a problem again, I would definitely recommend ladybugs, just because they don't really look like I know there's lacewings, and I've heard a lot of really good things about them, but I feel like if you have kids or if you have a partner that isn't really a fan of bugs, ladybugs is a good alternative, because I feel like they have a great reputation. Like I've heard that like they can be good luck, and they're pretty. So I feel like your kids or your partner may not mind ladybugs versus lacewings that kind of look like a fly to me. So yeah, those are just my thoughts on it. I highly recommend that if you have a mealybug problem that you've been trying to combat for a while, I feel like the ladybugs will get in there and help finish that last little bit of mealybugs or spider mite. Ladybugs eat any predatory bugs that are soft body. So mealybugs and spider mites are the ones that I know for sure. I may have to put a list below, or like maybe right here, of all the insects that they will eat for you. And yeah, I highly recommend them. My kids love them. My husband didn't mind them. Honestly, my husband he's like, whatever's gonna make you happy, just do it. So that's the perks. Happy wife, happy life. So there is food that you can give the ladybugs to help attract the ladybugs to the predators that you want them to eat. And I can put a link down below to a seller that I found after I purchased the one, and that one comes with the Nature's Nectar. And I'll also put the link down to the one that I purchased. The other link that I have that comes with the Nature's Nectar, somebody in my plant group tried that, and the ladybugs came healthy, and it actually comes with more ladybugs, so that's awesome. And you'll just have to look up like how many ladybugs that you need in order to combat the problem. I have about 70 houseplants, so that 300 ladybugs was pretty good for me. And if you have, you know, multiple, you'll obviously need more ladybugs. So the more plants you have, the more ladybugs you'll need. So that's all the information I have. I hope this was really helpful. Again, if you have any questions, please comment down below, and all the links to everything that I've purchased and I've recommended will be down below. Thanks for watching.